This is the second of a vlog mini-series that I'm doing right now about binge eating. Um, if you watched my first episode, you know that right now it's early July. My husband is away out of town and I considered myself at risk for overeating. There's also a lot of various career-related stressors and pressures right now, which certainly makes being out of control in other ways more likely. And so I decided to maybe make little videos where I talk about this experience. And so I've been doing okay so far. And I wouldn't say I've had any really out of control eating. The 4th of July just passed, and I didn't actually end. I threw a shindig that was in the evening, like after potential barbecues people might go to, and so my dinner that day was completely just inconsequential. A small Tupperware of leftover pasta. And I definitely had some various snacks at the party and a little bit of what remained afterwards, but when I bought food for the party, I made sure not to buy huge quantities, especially since I figured like it was probably gonna be a pretty small event since I knew a lot of people had 4th of July plans. And so that worked out nicely. I didn't actually have too many leftovers. And I also stocked up on the last grocery trip before my husband went out of town. He was gonna have the car, and so I wanted to make sure to have food that's accessible. And so I mostly stocked up on a bunch of the kinds of foods that I know that I can pretty quickly turn into a reasonable, simple meal, as well as a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables, so that if I did want to eat a lot, at least there are some healthy options. And I don't think fruit is completely like safe or whatever, because I actually can eat like a lot of fruit, and that's also not great. But I figured it was a pretty good start, and especially my new like chewing mindfulness stuff combined with the fact that fruit is like pretty big, I think has been pretty helpful. Yeah, so since my first little vlog episode, I put out a podcast about this topic where I talked about my experiences with binge eating, and what has helped me kind of work on it, and just kind of short story. Chewing slowly is the thing that has been incredibly helpful and surprisingly straightforward and easy to do to kind of get control of my binge eating in general. But if you want to hear the whole story, it's about 20 minutes long, and you can download that by searching on iTunes or your favorite podcast app, podcast catcher. But the combination of making these little videos and podcasting and starting to hype the various, the podcasts and stuff through Instagram meant that quite a few people have reached out to me just over the last few days and told me that they also have issues with overeating, that it was really helpful to hear my experiences, that they really look forward to hearing more about what I have to say about this. And so that's been so helpful, because it's not easy to talk about hard topics people are embarrassed about. But it gets easier when you know that in general, when you do, people say, thank God I'm too afraid to, or I have legitimate reasons that don't allow me to be open about certain issues. And so, if what I talk about is helpful to you, either because the specific topic is something that means a lot to you, or because you just know that at some point I'm probably going to talk about some other hard topic that is actually relevant, please let me know. Let me know that this is helpful, and let me know what you want me to pursue, because I'm really willing to talk about basically any aspect of the hard stuff that I've gone through, not necessarily right away, but at some point, and it's all about getting comfortable talking about the hard stuff. And if there's an issue that you care a lot about and that you think is valuable for me to explore, then even if it's not something that necessarily affects me directly, I'm still happy to try to explore that issue and maybe bring people on who, can discuss that. So I guess the update is, so far so good. I'm going to a conference next week, and that's a big deal in a lot of different ways. And I don't know what I'll be eating. I got some sort of meal plan thing there. And so that will definitely present its own challenges. So there's a lot more that will be coming soon.